Narciso?
Hola, Tia Narciso. Take your seat.
What's news, children? I have come to be informed. And Marina, where is she?
Very busy with her patients. Oh, she hasn't been still a minute since she came back. Everybody who is sick wants to have her, especially the men folk. I do believe some of them pretend to be ill. You have no idea how popular she is.
And how was her vacation in Zamboanga?
Just wonderful. Oh, she comes back looking gorgeous and this is a lovely color. Don't you think so, Andres?
I really hadn't noticed.
And you, Andres, how did you get that scratch? How was your heart, Gabriela? Now look, one must not trifle with the emotions, because the human heart is the most untrustworthy, and at any moment at all. Alright. I'm glad it was nothing, but caramba, it seems to be the talk of the town. Look, Andres, could you tell me how it all began?
Quite simply, last night at the club, the scandal of Flores thought fit to amuse their friends by hinting that, oh, nothing, a vile slander, the kind of rumor that's so nasty that you could choke people for uttering it. But you know how it is here in Manila. There's so much mudslinging, no reputation being considered sexy.
What was the rumor? Tell me.
It's unspeakable.
Oh, tell him, Andres. Why worry? No sensible person believes it.
Well, the rumors that between Marina and me, oh, it's outrageous. You know what I mean, Tia Narciso.
Yes, I understand. Of course, dare to imply that without any basis.
To beautify is not difficult, and one can always invent a reason to justify oneself. Well, I grabbed him in the neck as soon as I heard what he was saying. I was so blind with rage that I didn't even notice he had knifed me.
And those who were present?
They separated us.
I mean, how did they take what Flores said?
Well, you can imagine a few sent to the shop, but the others, the majority, would hardly conceal their delight. Naturally, a new topic for gossip, another home for the bruise.
And Gabriela?
Oh, she had already been informed of the incident even before I came home from the club. And so she had this heart attack that has caused us so much anguish. You know how excitable she is, but fortunately, it was nothing serious.
If this scandal mongers would only think of the harm. Anyway, dear Narciso, would you like to have some coffee?
Yes, please.
And how about you, Andres?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait a minute.
It's good not to give occasion for gossip,
But even better not to pay any attention to it. Let them talk. What else can we do? The world lives on a slander, and like Satan divorced don't sit there.
let us be fair, Andres. Gossip often serves the cause of morality. The fear of what they will say is like a sword of Damocles and stops them committing a lot of follies. Ultimately, gossip is unnecessarily evil. However, the world does not molest you unless you defy it first.
And who's defying it?
What do you mean, dear Narciso?
That we are all slaves of convention, and if we wish the world to leave us alone, we must act according to the convention. The world has its rules.
It's prejudices, you mean?
Perhaps, but what do you call such disdainfully prejudices? Ideas which may have become somewhat old-fashioned? Perhaps more worthy of our respect than these new ideas in vogue?
As an orator in this office, you're certainly not admit, sir.
Comrade, as an orator, I will not say that I am capable, but every now and then, fighting upon in preparation. But as for being a sophist, I would say that it fits the role better to insist that the word should not be what it is. Prejudices, conventionalism, social considerations, all things that together make life. Not life what we dream of, but this life we live.
And are we to resign ourselves to carrying this yoke, sacrificing our ideas and sentiments? A fine theory. If it depended on you, sir, we would still be the victims.
Andres is right.
We who are just plain nobodies should let the world run its natural course until the operation of chance or something stronger element pushes it into the new direction. If anyone rashly tries to alter the course of the world out of mere vanity or presumption, or to justify a folly, it will be merely justice should he be crushed to death. And there are certain acts which in any kind of society constitutes a brazen provocation which no society should tolerate.
But of what am I accused by the society which you seem to represent by this moment? Of believing the way I do? If I would be going to choose between the dictates of society and those of my own conscience, I would follow what my conscience commanded. And society can go to wherever it pleases. Why not speak plainly to your Narciso?
For God's sake, Andres, don't lose your temper.
If you think I have come here to watch your accent, Andres, you are foolishly mistaken. I was speaking in general and no one in particular.
That's right, Andres. The Narciso did not mean to offend you. He was just merely teasing you as usual. But you have made yourself so nervous. Why should you care what other people think as long as I'm sure of your love?
Thank you, Gabriela. You're right. You're the only one who should judge me. And as long as you do not say that I do wrong, I can be confident that my behavior is without reproach.
Andres loves me very much, Narciso, and he will never be capable of standing me here. His heart is too sensitive and fragile. He knows that. He's a doctor, don't you, Andres? Between you and deception stands his purpose. You know how big it is, but on it I rely. Because I know that you will never dare to storm it. If I only saw you will only destroy it.
That's enough, that's enough. Don't say anything more. It's not good to your health.
Very well, I'll leave you in a moment. But be careful, no quarreling eh?
Where are you going, Gabriela?
To the hospital to visit Charita Medina. I just heard she had another attack. You know that she and I suffer from the same sickness, and it looks like this time the border is growing. Would you like to come with me to the hospital, dear Narciso?
Why not?
Then wait for just a moment. While you and Andres are straightening up the world or upsetting it, I'll just go up to the garden and cut some roses for Charito. Haven't you noticed, dear Narciso? My roses are in full bloom. They're heavenly sight. And how about you, Andres? Would you like to come with me to the hospital?
Yes, darling. You better hurry. It's getting late. Do make yourself at home, dear Narciso. I have to go. And I needed to go to my clinic. There's a very urgent case that I need to study. With your permission, sir.
Very well. Don't let me keep you. But frankly, I have need to have a few words.
That's not too much to ask. Alright, let me say it, sir.
I waited until Gabriela had left us alone. She must not know anything. It would be criminal to rob the helpless woman of her illusions. She is so in love with you, so blindly in love. And for her, a romantic and a sentimentalist, the blow could be fatal. But that is how she has been brought up. For a good love, a good home, and a good life. Nothing more. She's not strong enough to grapple with the difficulties of modern life, like you or like Marina.
Yes, you don't have to continue. I know what's coming. I am a practical man and I always see the point at once. Are you one of those who have been throwing to the greedy dogs of society this bit of bone to branch?
You are insulting me, Andres. If this matter did not involve these orphans, these daughters of my only sister, I would not waste my time here. I expected before I came that I would be a mere voice crying in the wilderness.
But you seem to be just as avid as everyone else, sir. To lick up this latest piece of smut.
A little decency, Andres. Your house is at the hotel.
Oh, come on, sir. Just why have you come? To lecture me on how to behave?
No, but on something more important. How to live among decent people. A fine scandal you have raised. And you have dragged down not only your name but the dignity of other people. A dignity that deserves all your respect, since you had so little respect on your own. I cannot ask what you have not to have mistresses, that there is something only your conscience can decide.
Lies. How is it possible that you can join these people so envious of our position and happiness that they are now spitefully trying to destroy my home?
You have destroyed your home, hypocrite.
You can think of what you will miss well of me, sir, but you can do nothing. Gabriela believes in me and she has faith in my love. You cannot dare to kill her with a lie.
Stop clowning. In the name of my forefathers who had lived and died with honor, and of my kinsmen who are bound to keep intact the heritage of honor, I demand you make the reparation. No, throw into a pigsty. Be made of clean again, but a stop to your madness by wearing a straitjacket if necessary, for the good of all of us.
Enough of lies. It's easy to make an accusation but it's not enough to point one's finger. Where are your proofs? You hear a piece of gossip and start raging? I beg you, sir, to quiet your nerves and believe in my innocence.
That is why I came here, to convince myself that you are innocent. But I have proofs.
Then tell me, sir, what they are.
I should not have said proofs, because there is only one, a living proof. Shall I go on? The fruit of your iniquity. Oh, that is false, Don Narciso. God forgive you and all those who join you to slander me. Ask forgiveness for yourself. I will not say more, for you will soon crash to the ground. For you are walking on a tightrope and you are a poor acrobat.
Good afternoon, Narciso. Are you leaving?
Yes, I'll be back at once. Goodbye.
Where's Theo Narciso? When I arrived, he was just leaving. He looked mad. The usual row with Andres over ideas. They can't seem to agree on anything. Well, how was it at the hospital? Frantic, but nothing new. Mother struggled well. There was no scandal? They say her father almost killed her. No scandal. I'm shocked by the nerve of these modern girls, but with the freedom to go out alone whenever they please, this mixing of sexes in the different schools, those provocative movies, what other result can you expect? Young people in other countries enjoy greater freedom, but the atmosphere there is all security and confidence. This free air nowadays seems more healthy and wholesome than the cloistered safety of our grandmothers. The girls of today are learning to be strong. Very strong indeed. You see now in what their strength consists. If they fall, it is because they want to. I see no difference between stumbling on purpose and stumbling the accident. You twist your ankle just to save, or maybe break a leg, and that is what we try to avoid. The girls of the day are seem to be more unsteady. We are educated differently in the old days. How uneducated is the mother? There have been cases in stumbling too, among girls who doesn't step out of their houses. And that was in the old days, under the old system. Yes, I know, but not in such alarming numbers. Those were isolated cases, products of the human condition. These of today have become a plague. And if it's true that many of these girls, to save their honor, resorts to criminal means, how horrible. That's where all this progress and modernity have brought us. And the sad thing is that nobody is eager to correct the situation. Now, don't start blaming the system of education. Calling it a sin is not a part of the curriculum. What's wrong is that there's too much laxity and not enough religious training. And so we have indecency and shamelessness. The decay of our customs is a consequence of this lack of balance. Perhaps that is considered good in other countries. But the effect one sees is disastrous. It is too foreign to our traditional upbringing, to our way of life. And when these countrymen of ours are so prone to exaggeration when they start copying, they turn into unhappy caricatures of their models. It's really amazing. This talent of ours for imitating precisely what is bad. As Theo Narciso once remarked, when it comes to importing new fashion, our policy is free entry for the bad, a high tariff for the good. The remarks of Theo Narciso have an absolute authority for you. You repeat them as they hold scripture. I prefer to think and to act on my own account. They are not just remarks, Marina. They are maxims, old proverbs that carry the folk wisdom of our fathers, who will not listen to them goes to the state of life, of a rudderless boat, adrift, and in peril of shuddering against the first drop. Absolutely. Just a carbon copy of Theo Narciso. Good afternoon. Hola, Luisa. Luisa, you're here. A miracle. How goes everything here? I heard that Marina has just returned from Zamboanga, and I've got to learn her. Oh, and also, like a good friend of ours, just to learn exactly what happened to the last night. Oh, nothing. Andres got a scratch, and I got a little scared. Sober now. It all started with the joke of my rascal Flores, and now you know everything. Well, I'm glad it was nothing. How you have treated me, you wicked girl. 5 months away and not even a postcard. When you suddenly left for Zamboanga, everybody was surprised. Naturally, since you didn't tell any of your friends. And how was it down there? You must have liked it. Have been able to stand for 5 months for that foreign banishment? Do you mean to go back? Who knows?
Luisa, how are you?
Fine and blessed, thank you. How about you? Any news in that department? Oh, stop teasing me. I don't have any talent or time for the sort of feelings. You know how she is, Luisa. Romance does not interest her. That's where she and I differ. She thinks I'm silly and old-fashioned, and maybe she's right. I'm only 7 years older than her, but we have a farming century the way we regard life.
As for me, I've chosen the middle course, and nothing can make me budge from there. I represent the transition of half Gabriela and half Marina, a compromise between two vicious extremes. I am not all heart like Gabriela, nor all breeze like Marina, for the heart Marina must also be given its due.
Marina will give her heart its due when the messenger she awaits knocks on her door. In the meantime, none of these silly fantasies which are so useless. She has received a practical education. This modern education that is going to make us strong, and that will teach us to overcome everything and everybody to attain a certain ideal in this life.
Andres is an answer to everything. He is a fine doctor, but he would have made an even finer lawyer. For him, there is no lost cause. When he wants to, he can defend. With equal order and ability, both sides of an argument. When he was making love to me, for instance, when we first got married, he was arguing in a different manner.
I was not speaking of Gus Gabriela. With you, I am always the same. We have passed the formative years. I was referring to the youth of today and of the need to give them a strong education so that they would learn and depend on themselves.
But there's a lot of egoism in this education that you praise so much.
And why shouldn't there be? Happiness is egoism. I know that you'll ask in the course of charity. What about other people? Well, let them find their own happiness and be egoist too. By this method, time will come when everybody, without any exceptions, will be happy. And what will it matter if they are egoist? As a matter of fact, nothing will be left egoism except our name for it. Since in a world where happiness is the common lot, everyone will be lasting neighbor and
And until that time, what? It's not just that those who have achieved happiness should then, as it were, sum up their happiness to others.
in that case, the method will lose its efficacy, for either this method is rigorously applied or it is not applied at all. There's always too much cunning without enough desire to work. And if you start lending or giving away happiness, few people will be troubled to struggle for it. For there will always be in this, as in everything else, a lot of cadgers and beggars. Don't you doubt it? But shut the door on these parasites and they will be in the struggle, of course. But others will rise to take their place, and always they will be moving closer to the ideal. Each and everyone with us has his own share of happiness. Let's stop calling this world a valley of tears.
Say what you will, but for me, this world will always be the abode of the unfortunate. There will always be people conquered and conquering. I prefer my Christian ideal to share it with others.
Fundamentally, this charity of yours is egoism. You would like to be a custodian of happiness so that you can administer and distribute it as you please, keeping of course the lion's share for yourself. But haven't we drifted away from our original topic? Let me see now. Yes, we were talking of a practical education. These fantastical girls who spend their time chasing the dragonflies to their dreams are in a constant danger of bumping their noses against the big, hard pose of life, the reality.
Jesus, Andres, don't say that. The ones who are always bumping hard and getting the biggest bumps are precisely these modern tomboys of yours.
Or tomcats, it's all the same.
The tongue of yours, Luisa, the tongue of yours. Tomboys or tomcats, what's the difference? The fact that the futures are now down to the ground.
Or up in the cloud. Anyway, they're not where they should be. In people.
You two are terrible.
Alright, they've chattered enough. And Luisa, what have you heard about Charito?
I heard she's in a very serious condition.
Oh, poor dear. I must go see her right away. Will you come with me, Andres?
I'd like to, Gabriela, but I have to finish studying my clinical case tonight.
Oh, well, I see. Will you excuse me, Luisa?
Of course, dear. Don't be so formal.
Take care.
Miss Gabriela never changes. She seems to live in a world apart, a world of goodness and illusions. But you, Marina, every day you become more aloof and less communicative. Your friends are recently worried.
What you are doing to Lisa is inexcusable.
What?
Not coming here more often, where you know you have friends who appreciate you.
That's very true. Well, thanks. But you have set the example. Look, one of my brothers got married, and you people were conspicuous for your absence.
You must have already forgiven us. You know why we could not come.
Yes, I guess it was this one. Everyone knew already last night. The sort of news travels faster than sound.
Oh, the society of ours is intolerable. The peace of our home seems to depend on whether some blackguards wakes up in a good or in bad. The smallest spark is that a charlatan happens to let drop, instantly burst into flame. Before you know it, you are caught into the fire in the midst of a raging fire. It's only here that people have to live so closely to spite the fire. Ah, it's all very depressing, Luisa. Well, I must leave you alone, Marina, for a moment. With your permission.
Certainly, my lord. Now, we are alone. Have you anything to tell me? How can you ask? You know that when two women meet, they always have so much to tell each other. They could talk of horses, I know. Oh, let's leave the head on the full horse and talk about ourselves. What? Have you got a sweetheart? My dear girl, you don't know what it means to have a sweetheart. Just a single one. In these days of general scarcity, no one proposes and only God is fulfilled. As they say, the situation is desperate. Really? Frankly, I have no idea. You know, the matter does not interest me. Why? What the else of the enchanted kingdoms of romantics? Well, the main trouble is that it has become more difficult to find young men worth the trouble. Oh, a few dozen very elegant, but slap on the two feathers and you find some very anemic. Spiritual anemia, I mean. To be serious, Luisa. Well, then, let me tell you that there's a lot of false gold around. The genuine varieties are not in the circulation anymore. You never see them at dances or gatherings, which are the marks where the gypsies of our society go to hawk the virtues of their damaged majesty. Whether you speak mockingly or seriously, you are not just only good at undressing tea on Narciso, as Kamabashi, but you also live listeners too. So, you're still hot in the pursuit of. No, Julie, not anymore. I have a sweetheart, and he is Virgo, of that kind that's not in the circulation, which is as rare fortune find as ancient coins. May one know who he is? I don't see why not. You know that I have no secrets from you. And besides, there's no reason to keep it secret. He is Arturo, the poet. You are joking, but it seems to me that a poet, as the ratings are going. My ideas are different now. I can see you're in love, and I won't say anything. One cannot argue over love. The lovers are always right. So congratulations. And what? Do you love each other? Very much. With a very sweet love. We love that two souls understand each other, that delight in the same spiritual food, that soar as one into the infinite embarrassment of earthly fetters. You haven't been able to escape infection. A poet. You talk like a poet. I'm so happy with this love. I even convinced myself that I am no longer myself, but another, the very soul of Arturo. Well, up in the clouds. And here's wishing it will be a long time before you land. Don't you worry. And how about you? You're the same as always. Very secretive about yourself. We, who are your friends, know nothing about you. Well, we too hear all these things about you and interest. Which of course we do not believe. But look, people are gossiping and they say that you are too independent and that this modern education that you have had no protection against the violence of passion. Let them know what absolutely is news value. Alright, but what? Actually, is your life. My life, as you see, isn't different as life itself. I learned to live it in my own way, without great illusions, to spare myself the disappointments that ambush us at every turn. It's a life that you would call dull, but which I would not change for any other. Ah, but I want a life of great joys and great sorrows, for the soul that fulfills itself as much as in pain as in pleasure. And life is honey, God, full of peace and its consolation. What is the life that I want to live? My soul was made for rage and rapture, but not for indifference. No, never for indifference. And may such a life make you happy, Luisa? Thank you, dear friend. And now I must go. Say goodbye for me to Andres and to Gabriela when she comes back. And when are you coming to the house? When you least expect me. Give my regards to your mother. She shall receive them. Goodbye, Marina. Goodbye, Luisa.
Oh, you're alone? Marina!
What is it, Andres? Speak, for God's sake! You make me nervous. Has anything happened?
Yes, don't you know?
What?
Fate has begun to pursue us. Now more than ever, we should defend our love from everything.
God, what are you saying? Has Gabriela found out?
Gabriela doesn't know anything.
But she suspects?
Nothing but the dogs that go hunting for scandals in the streets, and the clubs are now barking at our doors. And I know that Gabriela will soon find out and she will suspect us. But I fear for you, Marina. Your love must not be frightened into flight when I need it most.
You don't know what I go through. Since I came back, I have not been living. When I go out to the street or to those houses where my services are needed, always those same eyes that fix with a prying or malicious look. Always those scarcely veiled hints. In this entire inquisition torments me. In vain, I pretend to be indifferent, and I would gladly abandon mankind and go live with the beast, which seems kinder, and bury myself 60 miles under the earth.
You were educated to be strong to rise above these mountains and struggles.
Of no use is that education bring to me. Gabriela is right. I was arguing with her a moment ago because I wanted to battle my own spirit, but in vain. How many times I invoked the spirit so it might say to me, you did well to sacrifice others for the sake of this ideal of your life, but I was merely deceiving myself. No, Andres. A soul is not educated in a couple of years, especially when like ours. It was forged by the 3 centuries, in the heart of the ancient principles.
It's not that, Marina. What had happened is that you have been so crushed by all the prejudices in the air about us. And now you think it's easier to turn your back on the enemy. It would be dismal if you let what they say prevail over the voice of our conscience.
My conscience spoken, Andres. It has already judged me and condemned me.
That conscience is not yours, Marina, but of the people who have been waging war on your spirit. And look, they all succeeded. We must fight, Marina.
It
Fight.
is madness to fight, Andres. This is their camp. We are the intruders, the impostors. We cannot throw them out because they are right. It is madness to fight. Madness!
They're not strong, Marina. They're shadows, phantoms, nothing more. Tradition is obsolete. The shadows of the past, the ghost of the night. It will fade away as soon as the dawn breaks again on your conscience. It can scare only babies.
Say what you will. You are a man and you're wise, and you can argue better than I. But it's not the man should speak now, but the conscience, which alone knows how to speak the truth. My conscience has spoken already, Andres, and it states that I have trespassed on other people's affections.
God, Marina, that is the voice of the siren. Do not listen to it.
We have struggled with those pity the happiness of other persons, of Gabriela, of your own happiness too, for the joy I gave to you was false. The truth is the love of Gabriela, the love of your love.
Marina, the only truth in my life is your love. Gabriela is good, but she has never understood me. Never between her and me was that fusion of thought and feeling of the secret of happiness. I have always lived in her heart like a stranger, but I was cold to your heart, and I found my true home there. I cannot live life unless I live in your life. Nature refused to recognize my union with Gabriela, but it has blessed our love with the sun, our son.
For God's sake, Andres, don't ravish my heart. The time has come to make amends. I will do penance for you, for the both of us. But go back to Gabriela when there is the time. Let us not make a worse our crime. With our willfulness, I have my son. I shall live for him alone.
We shall both live for him, and I will be the one who will do the penance. Why do you care about other people?
Don't be cruel, Andres. We have been cruel enough.
It would be crueler to part from each other, because our union is the happiness of our son. Rather than be cruel to him, let us be cruel to others. Yes, Marina, life is cruel. Let us run away from here.
No, Andres. No, it's a crime.
Turn your eyes away from the distance and look there. The future, our son.
Yes, our son. My little Andres. He bears your name. We must save him. We must save him first. We must be ruthless for the sake of our son. I'm afraid, Andres.
Don't be afraid, for I am here. And while I'm here, we will never destroy our love. Come to my arms. Like this.
Only for me, Andre. Only for me.
Yes, for you. Only for you. Only for our son.
No, Andres, stop it. God will punish us.
God has willed it. If He's just, He will not punish us.
Andres, please, do not mock us, God. He may punish us through our son. Let us be willing to sacrifice ourselves so that our son may live and be happy.
I can't go on without you. I have had no life since you became my life. You never loved me, Marina.
You will know the greatness of my love when you understand the greatness of my sacrifice. Andres, the pleasure are over. Let us think no more of ourselves. Let us think of our son. And how we may spare him from evil through repentance and sacrifice. If I did not have him, I would. Who knows? But I am the mother of my son than the lover of Andres.
The shadows have you in their power again.
Shadows, if only you were right. But even you were, I know that for the sake of my son.
We can offer another victim, and God will accept her.
That's enough. This is your selfishness speaking. Now, this is the time to be strong, for this is the hour of sacrifice. If you're scared and dressed, leave me alone.
Marina!
Leave me alone.
Marina!
Leave me alone.
We shall wait.
No, Andres, never. Oh my God! What happened, Gabriela? What's happened to you?
Nothing. A shock. Charito is dead. Nothing at the hospital. Really fetch my glass of water. Where is Andres? Don't tell him anything.
Here, I put a lemon in it.
I feel better. Stand up, Marina. Stand back a little. That's enough. You have a fine figure. You're such a boy. That uniform accentuates your slenderness. With your coiffure, suits you. You look like an angel. How must man feel when they look at you? On the other hand, just see how dirty and high I have become.
You're lovely too, and you're still.
I stopped taking care of this house myself to make Andres happy in my own way, and I have failed. I learned too late that when a woman marries, she should not only become a wife, but should go and take a sweetheart to keep the fire of love burning. Sit down, Marina. Go closer. You know what? It's 4 years today that Mama died, and you now be hard to remember her. How impious we are! This day we should have been sacred to her memory. I had intended to pass every gaily, and God has punished me by sending this sorrow. How true is the old saying that the daughter does not begin to pay the debt of love she owes her mother until she becomes a mother herself. And I'm not a mother. God has not wanted me to pay the full price of love I should have paid to my mother. Marina, do you remember, Mama?
Why not? But don't go on like this. You'll make yourself ill with this thought. We will say rosary for Mama, and you will feel a great relief. And you will stop worrying.
Poor dear, how she loved us, and you especially. I remember everything as if it were yesterday. Papa would buy you toys. You had yours and I had mine, so we wouldn't give them up. You cried. And Mama would scold me and take away my toys and give them to you. And she would tell me that you were younger and I should always give it to you. And I would creep into a corner with my little heart broken and sleep all alone. One time, I remember, the Three Kings brought me a big doll that moved its eyes and arms and said, Mama, Papa, but you had the doll only for innocent because you took it away from me. And I wept like never before. Oh, I wanted to die. I couldn't explain such an injustice to myself. But afterwards, I forgot all about it. Children do not hold grudges. Then the years passed, and now I understand. It was not Mama, but itself that is unjust. It breaks all your illusions, even the poor little lamb you need to like you when you're unhappy.
Childhood silliness. Why you make such fuss over it? And besides, I always give you back the toys I took from you.
Yes, after I had broken that like the dam!
No, Gabriela, no, I gave them back
broken.
I'm back.
Why so late? I was worried waiting for you.
What, my child? What is with your response from the old uncle? But what's the matter? Have you been crying? Yes. Tell me, what happened?
Nothing. We were talking about Mama, who 4 years ago today left us orphans.
But why all these memories? You want to make yourself suffer? Look, I'm going to scold you as if you were a little girl again.
Yes! Don't scold me as if I was a little girl. I want to be one again, to retreat into the cradle, to dream that I have many, many toys and nobody to take it away from me.
But what is this, Gabriela? You do not look well. Look, I'm going to call Andres.
Oh no, please don't call him. I'm not crying anymore. Look,
No, you can't deceive me. A storm rages inside you. Tell me your problems, and this man will go to the ends of the earth just to find remedy for them. If he shall try to hide them from me, I shall think that you do not love me.
you are the only one that I have in the world. Love me much, dear Narciso. Very much. I need, if I'm to go on living, love.
Open your heart to me, Gabriela. If not, you will hurt me deeply. Sorrow when shared becomes lighter.
Yes, yes, I will speak, but you shouldn't leave me. This life is a great burden, and I need a good love like yours to lean on.
What has happened, my child?
You must not know and you never told me. I was being robbed of love and you knew it and you kept quiet.
I know what you refer to, but there are no proofs. Anyway, it's just a mere trifle. It's not worth bothering about.
It is all my life, Tio Narciso.
Very well, but you don't have to work up yourself like this, fighting for those who love you, tormenting yourself because of your mere suspicion.
No, Tio Narciso, it is not a suspicion.
And it's a calumny, a mere envy of your happiness. Nobody has any proofs.
I do.
Impossible! It's not half an hour since I came. Then whom do you talk to?
With no one. But it's been so careless, so I have seen them. Yes, I surprised them in each other's arms. Marina and Andres, and so drunk with their joy, they didn't even notice my presence. And yes, they were speaking of their love. And the child also. A son! Their son!
My God! Gabriela, what are you saying? You are delirious!
It's not delirium! No, it is the prototype staying away from the face! Andres had no pity! He stormed his fortress and destroyed it! I can't breathe! Love! Love! It doesn't matter now! Dear Narciso! I'm choking! Mother! Mother, forgive me! For believing that you were unjust! You were never were! It is life that is cruel!
My God, Gabriela! She's dead! Marina! Andres! Murderers!
What happened? She has had another attack. Gabriela!
Gabriela, my sister!
Gabriela!
You! No! It is too late!
Gabriela!
Gabriel!
Your science is useless now, Andres, and your pity, Marina. Because you gave him death. Nothing but death.
Forgive me, God! Forgive me, Gabriela!
But Gabriela died as she lived, without a word of hate for those who killed her. Loving and forgiving them. Marina, let us go.
Dear Narciso! Marina, do not leave me alone. I am afraid.
They are merely shadows and phantoms, Andres. They never scared you. Marina must not remain a longer minute here, for this house is a clean home of your marriage, in which you have turned the treasure of your treachery, and now you turn it into a house of death.
Gabriela! Forgive me, Gabriela!